playing.
We are often playing. Welcome to Hypnosis in Action. We are Smartie tracking. My name's Stephen Anderson. I'm the Outback Hypnotist, and today I have a seriously spectacular lady with me. Katie Gordon is sitting right here beside me, and Katie, it's a pretty special time for you right now.
It is.
You're no longer homeless.
No, I'm not.
You're not, are you?
I know. It is seriously the most exciting thing. Who knew that stability could be really exciting?
Oh, come on. No. Well, let's start with that story. Tell us why today. It's only been 2 or 3 days, hasn't it?
No, we're bordering 2 weeks.
Oh, is it really?
2 weeks
Okay.
already. Yes.
Okay, so you've been... What's the right word for not homeless?
I've been an adventurer, I suppose. I've been roaming the world.
You've been roaming the world?
And Brisbane.
Okay, so we better explain what I mean when I'm saying that you're homeless.
Right,
Okay.
I was a house sitter.
You were a house sitter?
But before I was a house sitter, so 5 years ago, in January 2013, I put all my goodies into storage.
Right.
And went off overseas on a little hostel hopping adventure.
Yep.
And I didn't know how long I'd be gone, so I didn't really think about what I threw into storage. I could have reduced my shit. Ooh, swearing. But anyway, I came back from my little hostel hopping, and I decided that I didn't want to settle down again, that I actually want to live in England. And so I thought if I get a lease and stuff, I'll set down roots and I'll never leave.
Right.
So I left my things in storage and started renting from a friend. And then that turned, I already had a corporate job, and anyway, it turned into doing more FIFO work.
Right.
And then, as all things happen, things came together, and a lease that sorry, not the lease that I had, but I saved up to go overseas again, and I started properly house sitting. I'd already done a little house sitting here for friends and a couple of people I didn't know. But then I decided I would do house sitting on my adventure overseas.
Right.
And again, I went with a one-way ticket, no idea how long I was going to go for. And that little adventure turned into being overseas for a year, house sitting through Europe and England for a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me explain what Smartie trekking's all about.
Okay.
Okay. So I believe that we are all hypnotising ourselves every day. Okay. The things that our subconscious mind says to us, guides us in what we do, say, and pretty much everything. Right.
Yeah.
And so I go looking for impressive people, for different people, for people who are doing things differently.
Yep.
And I try and listen to them and work out just what it is they are doing differently than most people. And
Yep.
that's what I'd like to do today.
Okay, cool.
Does that sound like fun?
Yeah.
Okay. So you decided, time's up. I don't want to be like a normal person. I want to go and travel the world and live in other people's houses and do it. Would you say on the cheap? Because I'm not sure there's really...
Yeah, absolutely, on the cheap. I had money, and I didn't want to spend it on rent and accommodation and things. I just tried to think of a way that I could travel inexpensively. But more importantly, I also wanted to experience more things than just normal travel. I knew just going and staying in hotels and doing that kind of general touristy thing wasn't for me. And house sitting has taken me to some, remarkable places in the way of I get to live people's lives.
You get to live people's lives?
Yes, because I try on their life. Because they introduce me, especially overseas, not so much in Brisbane, overseas, they would introduce me to their friends and family so that I'd have support, especially more so in the countries where I didn't speak the language. So they didn't think that was a problem, that I couldn't speak the language to talk to vets about their pets or anything.
Right.
But they would make sure that I had support, and so they'd either introduce me to neighbours or friends or family that was in the area. So I literally would try on their life because I'd meet all their family, I'd meet their friends, they'd take me to all the local haunts or places of interest.
Right.
And so I'd try on people's lives, and it was really nice. Really, really nice. Not without its challenges.
Okay, so tell me some of those challenges.
Well, it took me a long time to get used to not having a base, like knowing I didn't have a home.
Yeah.
And B, being in places where the constant, because we always run on autopilot. We know where to shop, we know how to get around places, and we know how to live our life. Most of our life is run on autopilot because we live and play in the same place.
Okay, I'm going to put that down as the quote of the day, because that is so true, and that's exactly.
What do you want me to write?
I want you to write down on my Spider-Man book there.
And it is Spider-Man.
Yep.
Yep.
What did you say exactly? Most of our life is run on autopilot.
Yes.
Yeah, put
because
that down.
Most of our life is run on autopilot.
You see, that is something that... Oh, you've got very pretty writing.
I know.
I know.
It's one of my special skills. I can't make money out of it. But...
that's something that most people don't recognise.
Yeah.
They don't know that most everything they do is just because it's what they've always done.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And recognising that is the first thing that I'm saying you are doing differently.
Cool.
Cool.
So that was really the challenge. Good challenges, they're all good challenges, but I didn't have real strong emotional intellect. I didn't have a handle on what I felt and stuff, so I didn't express myself very well. So I'd find myself in places and situations, and just you go through the gamut of emotions, of uncertainty and just not being able to rush anywhere for anything. Shopping, for instance, we all know where to shop when you go to the supermarket. I know you don't like supermarkets.
I don't go. No. I actually, at one point in my life, I would break out in hives if I was asked to walk.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy
I could not go inside a shopping centre because I had a partner once who really pressured me to. Yep. And no, it's not something I enjoy at all.
So full of unhappy thoughts. Well, so when I'm over in those countries where I couldn't even speak the language, and I didn't even know what to buy because I couldn't tell what things were. Thank God they have pictures on everything because I could pick up.
But couldn't you tell by the pictures?
Well, I could, but that was only it. But you couldn't read ingredients. You couldn't read, the amount of stuff that we read on a label when we make a choice. Yeah. So it was adventurous, but there was just a lot of uncertainties. And because I pretty much on average have moved every 5 weeks for that 3 years of house sitting, and even before that I've pretty much been on the move, so there's no real stability. In fact, instability became my stability.
Okay.
Because I just got so used to being on the move and packing, and not that I'm really good at a system for packing, but instability became my stability, so I got quite reliant on moving. So we'll see how I go sitting still for 6 months.
So it is 6 months you've
got a lease for.
You've got a lease. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But house sitting's just the most interesting thing, because you do try and you've got to go into someone's home, and then because there's no room in people's cupboards for a visitor to stay long term, so you always live on the surface. So you've got to learn to live in a bit of clutter, because there's some places are already stuffed to the gills. So by the time I come in, there's nowhere to even put my bits and bobs. So there was just lots of...
How much bits and bobs do you carry?
When I travel overseas, I have my suitcase, which weighs 30 kilos, and my backpack, which is all my, mostly all my electronic stuff, so the heaviest laptop you've ever wanted to travel with, and some, external hard drives, etc. So that usually weighs about 10 kilos. And then I have another carry-on bag style one, which generally weighs probably anywhere to 5 to 7 kilos.
Okay, so your whole life is in, if my adding works up together, 67 kilos.
Yes.
No,
less.
30 and 10, 40... 47 kilos.
Yes.
So,
amazing what you can get by.
So less than half my body weight is your whole life in stuff.
Yes, when I'm overseas.
Oh, that is so delicious. I look around at the stuff that I'm collecting at the moment, and right now I'm into camera gear.
Yeah.
Well, not so much into camera gear, but back to you. We don't want to go. We don't want to go there.
Well, I know. See, now I've rescued my belongings from storage. God bless them. They're almost so excited to see me. Oh, Katie, you've come back for us. I'm visited. But the amount of stuff. So I'm renting an apartment with my friend, and thankfully Karen isn't there very much. She lives works in the city, lives on the coast, so she only comes up one night a week. So there's all the furnishings and everything is all mine. Right. But it's stuff to the gills. I'm literally living in a box city at the moment. It's a small apartment. It's quite spacious, but small compared to how much rubbish I've collected.
Right.
And
so you brought the rubbish with you rather than sort it out at the storage?
Can't store it out at the storage shed. No. You've got to be able to sort it into what you've got to sell, what you've got to give away, and you can't just bin it all,
right, okay.
which would be pleasant.
I can. I'm
not that kind of person. So I brought it all with me, sorting it. I've hired a lady to come and help me because I can't do it on my own. Yeah, she's coming. I'm sorting it myself, but she's going to help me do the selling part.
Right.
Or at least give me some, I'm not actually sure, but I think she's going to give me some clear instruction on how to set up selling or what things are worth or what, don't even bother selling that, just bin it or whatever.
Okay.
But yes, the amount of stuff we collect and having not had my stuff around me for so long, it's a bit overwhelming to think, oh my goodness. But there's so much stuff I'm not willing to give away either because it's my history, my heritage.
Right.
Things from family, memorabilia. I'm very big on memorabilia.
Right. What's your most favourite piece of memorabilia?
Probably just birthday cards and things. Not the ones where people just write, hey, happy birthday, blah, but things where people have written special little things in, and my photos. I have 6 boxes of photos.
Right.
Joe, you'll remember?
I was looking at my photos yesterday.
Yes.
And saying to myself, it's time to scan them in.
Yep.
And ditch them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that, but I have 6 boxes. It's a lot. It'll be a bit of a project. Yeah. There's a place in Brisbane you can take it to. I'll share with you later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I'm probably on the side, am I? Because I put that on the side like that. Is that right? Have I on the side?
Oh, no, they said you can't turn it while you're... Oh, no.
Have we turned? What have we done? Can you still see me?
Well...
Anyway, keep chatting. Hello, Joey.
Okay, so tell me what changes spending 3 years house sitting has made to you.
You know what? It has given me such freedom from myself.
Okay, what do you mean by freedom from yourself?
Well...
I've got to stop saying okay.
Freedom from myself means that I no longer am... Well, it happened before the house sitting. I was already doing that. Oh, you've moved. I was already getting a handle. Whoop! What are we doing there? I was already getting a handle on the voice in my head because we are all bludgeoned to death by the voice in our head. Right. Some aren't as nasty pasties as mine is. I think mine's fairly... but I think most people's... in a dialogue.
Bludgeoned by the voices in our head.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it can really bully us.
Write that down. We are all bludgeoned by the voices in our head.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, house sitting, because I can't spell, so you'll work it out later. Yeah. But I can't do 2 things at once.
Right, you're a girl.
I know.
Girls are supposed to be able to do 2 things at one time.
I know. So house sitting, the voice in my head, the dialogue was always, because the voice in your head's always about fear. Oh, you haven't got certainty, you haven't got stability, you haven't got a home, you haven't got this, you're not doing that, you're not working, where's your life gone, and blah, 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 blah. So over the years, I've actually really gotten control of that. So that's freedom from myself. That's all I ever wanted. because I knew that any unhappiness I was experiencing was due to the way I perceived the world and the way I felt about things. I knew it wasn't because the people I worked for were, dicks or whatever. I knew it was the way I perceived it and then reacted to it that was the problem, and it was all driven by the voice in my head, which sounds like I'm schizophrenic. I swear I'm not. My friends will testament to that.
Right. Okay.
But it's what we all have. We all have an inner dialogue that is, chitter-chattering away about everybody and everything.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's really just, there's a traffic, that bastard cut me off, and, but then when it perceives that someone is doing something on purpose, and it can get quite nasty and revengeful, and everybody has that. Not everyone will admit to it.
No, not everyone will admit to it.
Yes.
No.
We all have evil thoughts. We're all quite capable of evil thoughts. We don't always, not everybody will act on them.
Yeah.
But we all have them.
Okay.
So house sitting has really given me the freedom from that, because in order to be able to really appreciate and enjoy my little adventure, I had to get a handle on that so that I could enjoy things, because it always robbed any happiness.
Okay, so what do you do have you done to get a handle on that?
Oh, well, I have a lot of tricks up my sleeve, but the main thing that I've worked out works the best is little pockets of happiness.
Little pockets of happiness?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we all think it's a lot of hard work, and there's a lot of things that marketing and that has told us we need to be happy, but happiness comes in little tiny pockets, and it can just be, well, for starters, look at what we're looking at. It's Story Bridge with very little traffic on it for a start, which in itself
it is a little pocket of happiness.
Yes, in and of itself means that you can kind of cruise and look around and go, wow, we're in Brisbane, what a thriving metropolis. There's a little pocket of happiness.
There's a little pocket of happiness.
And even if the bridge was really full and you were stuck on there, you can still look around and enjoy what's around. That's a little pocket of happiness.
Okay.
What else do I do? It's just anything and everything. I use music. I'm very choosy about music that I listen to. It's got to be upbeat and geeky. The geekier the better.
Geekier.
Yeah,
so
like
geeky
ABBA.
music.
ABBA, or stuff that everyone goes, God, that's so embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
And I do dance alarms. So if I'm experiencing periods of time, because sometimes it's just a continuing thing to want to boost my happiness. It's gotten easier and longer, the pockets of happiness, because now I'm trained myself into it. Because you've got to train yourself into it.
Okay.
Because we trained ourselves into unhappiness just by default.
Okay. So you've trained yourself into these pockets of happiness.
Yes.
And in so doing, they've gotten longer and more enjoyable.
Yeah, just more naturally occurring.
Okay.
Rather than contrived or conjured up, contrived's not the right word. Just where I would purposely put myself into a spot of happiness. Now it's just naturally more occurring. So when I'm driving, we always drive and we're generally in our own thoughts, and our face is kind of, I think they call it resting bitch face.
Resting bitch face?
Yeah, and resting bastard face in your case.
Okay.
But we have just that blank face, and that generally is our voice having just a nah. It's either sort of subdued or...
I think bitch has become bigenderal.
Has it?
I think so, yeah. I think I can have a resting bitch face.
You can, I'll let you.
Okay.
I've never seen that before.
Oh.
Look at that. So now I smile. I catch myself the minute I catch myself with a resting bitch face, I smile. And that changes everything.
What you're doing there, and I don't know how to put it in words that we can write down, but this training yourself is big. Training yourself to be happy is big.
Yes. Been a life changer for me.
And it's something that it's so many people miss out on. I'm going back to my school.
Yes.
I'm teaching at the moment.
Yes.
And the anxiety, the anger, just
the angst of it all.
Yeah, it's you've got people there training themselves to be angry,
Yes.
and they're doing it every day.
Yes.
And but the point is, they're not realising it.
No, because they're following what society is saying to do, and it's by default, isn't it?
It is. Well, it is. You know, we're looking at 250,000 years of evolution that has told us to be afraid. And somewhere along the line, I think that afraid has been mixed in with anger.
Yes. Well, I think that's our ape brain. I know they talk about the limbic brain being, the amygdala is that lizard part of our brain.
Right.
But I think our anger stuff, because we come from the apes, don't we? Supposedly.
Mm-hmm. Supposedly.
And if you've ever seen...
I'm an ex-altar boy, so no, we don't.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay,
No.
but supposedly.
Supposedly,
yes.
yeah. But if you've ever seen chimpanzees, and that they have a really harsh societal rules.
Yes.
And they are very brutal to those that don't follow the society rules, and step out of status and stuff. So I think a lot of our evil things that we get up to and that angry that we can default to, I think that's really just that ancient
evolutionary.
part. Yeah, just the ancient part of the brain that, because our frontal lobe thing is relatively new. And so it doesn't have authority over the body, so it doesn't control the heart rate and stuff, and the amygdala's in there, and by default we have to train ourselves out of being cranky.
Cool. Yeah, that's the third time. That's the third thing. Okay, I've actually picked a negative one there.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, the habit that you have formed of training yourself to be happy.
Yeah.
I'm saying is number 3 way that you're hypnotising yourself. That's just a little bit different to everyone else.
Yep.
Okay, so it's not looking like I'm going to end up where I was aiming for.
Oh, but it's lovely.
Not that I was ever actually aiming for anywhere, but when we got over this way, I thought we might go for a drive through New Farm Park.
Why not?
But I'm not sure we're heading in the right
when you're going
way.
over bumps.
Sorry, I'll steer clear of the bumps from now on. Speed humps just are not a part of what we do. Okay. And there.
City cycles, gotta love them.
Do you really?
Yeah, I've got my little $5 a month card, and it's great. I leave the house, even when I didn't have the apartment. I'd go into the city. I like South Bank, and I go over, and I go for a run, and then I hop on a cycle, and I go for a cycle, and then I do a bit of skipping or walking or something, and I get another cycle, and then I go around, and you can just do so much and have so many activities.
Do you carry a helmet?
No, because they have helmets on
They do have helmets on them?
Yeah, and I'm not funny about wearing other people's helmets.
Oh, okay.
I probably should be, but you can't worry about these things.
Okay.
So I really like that. City cycles, they are so good. Oh, I'm going to ruin this. You can't let me touch too many things, honest to God.
Okay. Right. So where were we? We were...
I don't know.
Well,
let's start
okay,
again.
so let's say...
Santa hat. Somebody ran over Santa. That's all that's left was a hat.
this is they're stealing them. They're stealing the city cycles that you're talking about.
No, they take them off for maintenance, I would assume.
Okay.
Some of them have flat tyres. It's a bit of a dud when you take it out and you've got a flat tyre.
So, what would you be? Give us 3 recommendations for someone who's considering or would consider doing what you've done. This let's go house sitting.
Don't think about it too much at all.
Right.
Because I told you I would broken it. I'm such a naughty girl. Don't think about it too much, because when you think about things, you'll talk yourself out of it.
That's like who is she? The Roberts. Someone Roberts. is the girl's name, and okay, so that didn't work.
That's
Are we
a dead
allowed
end.
to go in there? That's a dead end.
Yeah, you can go in
Can we
there,
go
but
in
I
there?
don't know that it goes anywhere.
No,
I think
but
it's just a
that's
U-turn.
So Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins
Oh,
or
yes,
Mel
yeah,
Roberts
the
with the
5
5-second rule.
Yep.
And I don't know why I brought her up. But yeah, because
we
so
talk
many we're
ourselves
talking
up.
about talking ourselves out, and that counting backwards from 5 is just a great way to stop yourself from talking yourself out of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So
But you
listen to her if you ever get a chance. She's brilliant.
I've listened to Mel. I like her stuff. She's quite straightforward and down the line, and I enjoy that because sometimes we pussyfoot around too much with what to do and how to do it, and people just talk themselves out of doing it. Oh, you can go in. The thing with the 5-second rule is people will talk themselves out of the 5-second rule. That is the main thing, not to get off topic, but the main thing that we need to do is how to coach ourselves. How to coach ourselves to do the thing that we know or have been taught how to do. Do the 5-second rule. Well, before, it's like a lie. A lie can be halfway around the world before truth's had its chance to get its pants on. And your voice in your head will have talked you out of doing something long before you've even gotten to the point where you go, what's that strategy I need? We forget about our stuff.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't stay top of mind.
So it's like your training, smile training. You've got to train yourself for the 5 seconds so that you can get it happening as an instinct rather than as
you got to do it all the time, and don't do it when it's the moment to do it. You've got to practice doing it. You don't turn up for a trek. Certainly not Smartie trekking. You don't turn up for a trek in the Himalayas without having done the practice.
Right.
We always wait until we're in the moment to instigate or implement a strategy, but really you have to practice the strategies all day, every day on stuff that doesn't matter. So when it matters...
Do I want to open this door? 5, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
How does it go? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then your mind becomes just totally and completely ready to automatically do that countdown. Yeah. And so cool.
Yes, because it's practice. I call it practice for your future.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to do, if whatever it is, but you have to practice doing it. And the strategies, that's why everyone, I shouldn't keep generalising, but with all the personal development work and everything, it's fantastic. There's so many really great strategies. But if we're not taught how to coach ourselves and do it consistently, day by day by day, when it doesn't matter, then you never remember when it does matter, because by then your amygdala is off, your logical thinking's offline.
Yep. Okay. So that's brilliant. Okay, it all ties in. It's perfect. We are just about out of time.
Oh.
So let's talk about those 3 things you've got written down there. Okay, the 3 different ways that you're hypnotising yourself every day. And I'm saying that the first one, most of our life is run on autopilot, is just the fact that you understand that and you are making your life the way it is with that knowledge in there is the first way you're hypnotising yourself. Yep. The second one, it's going to be a bit of a slap. We are bludgeoning ourselves by the voice in our head. Now that is a deep-seated belief that you've got right there that fell out of your mouth while we were talking today. And that is something I want to make you very aware of, because it's not true.
No.
Okay? It's not true. And then number 3, so there, you got a negative one. A negative way you're hypnotising yourself. But no, that's the point is that you said it so
with such energy.
Yes, exactly. With such belief. Yep. It was incredible how much belief you put into that word. Okay. And that's something I think we need to look at. Right. Now, and the habit that you have created of training yourself to be happy, your smile, what did you call it?
Pockets of happiness.
Yeah, is just perfect. Again, a way to hypnotise yourself every day. Yep. Absolutely sensational. That was great. That was great fun.
Yep.
Now, have a look at that.
Here?
Yep, right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, right there. And say, if you want to see the whole show, hear the entire interview, just go to outbackhypnosis.com.
If you would like to see the whole show, the whole interview, just go to outbackhypnosis.com.
Or we're on YouTube too.
And
Here you go.
YouTube, yes.
So now,
Stephen's got loads of good stuff.
now, as an encore, if you would like
Yes.
to change something, we can do that on the trip home.
Oh, well, let's
And
work on the bludgeoning thing.
Let's work on the bludgeoning thing. Okay.
Go on, since you picked
so
it out.
let's begin.
All right.
I would like you to go back to the last time your words in your head were going crazy.
Oh, say God damn. He's never had anyone this bad with
No, everyone has problem with their phone. Okay.
Listen. All right, so the last time...
Specifically, when was the last time you had that voice in your head bludgeoning away?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, now when was it?
Not that long ago, not long
Okay.
after my father died.
Okay, and so not long after your father died, and you were where?
I was house sitting.
You were house sitting, and do you remember the house?
Yes.
And what suburb was it in?
The Gap.
And what part of the house were you in when this was happening?
Oh, everywhere. It went on for days.
Right. Okay, so
Days
pick
went.
one of those places.
Yep, okay.
Okay. And where is that place?
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen. And go there now. Okay. And feel that. And hear that voice. What's it saying?
Oh, I don't think I want to say it out loud. I don't want to say it out
Don't want to say it out loud? Okay. Then
because it's evil.
might be more reason to say it out loud. But you don't have to say it out loud. But hear it in your mind right now.
Yep.
Be there. Hear everything that's going on around you. See everything that's going on around you.
Yeah.
Hear everything that's going on around you. And hear that voice. Okay. Now, what do you notice?
It's very loud.
It's very loud.
Very loud, and it's what would you say? Like in an auditorium where you're just surrounded by the sound of it.
In an auditorium, like you're surrounded by the sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not internal. It's just like
It's all around.
Yep.
All around. Okay, so it's filling the area around you. Okay, so that filling the area around you, what else is there?
It feels like it's compressing,
Right. Okay. So,
pushing in. There's a lot of pressure.
and what else?
And how I feel under its tight rule is it's trying to keep me bound and gagged in the corner, because me, who wants to be happy, and my little pockets of happiness, each time I have a little pocket of happiness, it's going, oh, no. So it's very strong.
Okay, so it's keeping you bound and gagged in the corner,
Yeah.
and it's very strong,
Yep.
and it's like an amphitheatre all around you, and it's, what did you say, compressing?
Yes.
Okay, and all of that's happening?
Yes.
Okay, and you can hear the voice?
Yes.
Okay, and whose voice is it?
It's not anyone's I really recognise, but it's masculine, so it's a very masculine
A very
voice.
masculine voice? Okay. So would it be a Walter Matthau type masculine voice? Would it be a very, very deep voice? A voice sort of mid-range like mine? Or what would it be?
It's a very strong, just a really strong, demanding, commanding.
And it's saying those
Sorry.
things to you now, those things that you don't want to repeat?
Yes.
Okay. And when it's saying those things to you, is it saying the same thing over and over again?
Yeah, it gets stuck on a loop, but if it finds that's not working, it'll, deviate to something.
It will deviate to
Yep.
something. Okay, so can you do me a favour and just speed that voice up a little bit? Go there right now. Feel all of those feelings. Feel that compression. Feel all of that. And just speed it up just by, 1/10 of the speed. Got it?
Yep.
You made it a little bit faster? Cool. Can you just now make it a little bit slower?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you're smiling.
Yeah.
But so are you still there? Is that compression still happening to you?
Yeah, but it sounds funny.
It sounds funny. Okay,
Yeah.
well, make it even slower.
Okay.
Okay, make it so that each word takes a full 10 seconds to say.
Yep.
Okay. Now, make it so each word takes a full 15 seconds to say.
Oh, I'm getting bored.
Getting bored?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, we can't get bored.
No,
So do you
but
wanna
that's a good thing.
Do you want
It's
to
nice
speed
to
it
be
up?
bored.
No, you can't get bored. Do you want to speed it up? So speed
Yeah,
it up
yeah,
so that
yeah.
it's twice as fast as it would normally be. Okay. Does it still sound like a deep masculine voice?
No, it's
No?
chipmunk.
It's a chipmunk. Okay, we'll go twice as fast again.
Oh, it's a blur.
It's a blur?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So can you still understand the words?
No.
Oh, we'll slow it back down so you can understand them.
Okay.
Okay, so now what I want you to do is tell me what you're feeling.
Well, I'm feeling quite a good pocket of happiness, to be
Quite
honest.
a good pocket of happiness. Okay, so go back to that place in the kitchen and
Yeah.
tell me what you feel.
Completely different.
Completely different?
Yeah, I
Okay.
feel like,
No, stop for a sec.
yeah,
Okay, so now listen to that voice again and just again, yeah, make it twice as fast.
yeah.
And tell me what you feel. Is it feeling that we're having here, or are you seeing stuff, or is it what's
Well-
happening?
I'm hearing it,
Yep.
but because it's brought brevity to the situation by speeding it up and slowing it down, that compression's gone.
No, so compression's gone.
Yeah, the
Where did it go?
compression- Well, it's disappeared because there's no seriousness behind it anymore.
Right.
So all that's gone,
Okay.
which is
Okay.
fantastic.
Okay. So what I'd like you to do, just for the hell of it,
Mm.
is step back to another time that you were hearing that voice. You there?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that you're back there and hearing that voice, tell me what you notice.
It's different,
It's different.
but at that time, it's got an image in it. It's using an image
Okay.
to get my attention.
Right. Okay. So what are you going to do with that image?
Oh, I can. Oh, speeding it up, slowing it down. Will that work? I can turn it into a cartoon.
You're doing all the work for me here. You know that, don't you?
Well, you said, what can I do with it?
Okay. Fine.
You
So
asked
you've
me.
turned it into a cartoon. So
Yeah.
that image that coincided with the voice is now a cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay, and how are you feeling? Any compression?
No. No. And with that, because it was one of its different tactics, it had a lot of terror attached to it.
Right.
Literal terror.
Okay, and what did that terror arise as?
That real feeling of panic and,
Okay, but
Yeah.
where did you feel that?
oh, here.
Okay,
in
and
my
now that
chest.
you're back there again,
Yeah.
are you feeling that?
A little bit.
Okay. So what do you need to do for it to go? Or is a little bit okay?
No, a little bit's not okay.
Okay.
Because it wasn't true. It was nothing. What can I do? Well, if I stick with the cartoon, I can keep it animated, because
Right.
animated gives brevity. Is that the right word,
I
brevity?
don't think so, but it works.
Yeah. It makes it funny.
Funny, yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And now? Compression?
No compression.
Tightness?
No.
Right. Okay. Cool. Now, go back to another time that voice was there.
Okay.
And tell me what you're feeling.
Very angry.
Right.
Like stupidly angry.
Okay.
Over nothing, for nothing, for no reason.
So when you say you're very angry, are you angry at the voice?
Actually, I am.
Right, okay. So, what do you need to do to the voice?
Speed it up. Slow it down.
How did that anger, how was it showing itself in your body?
In movement, in, taking it out on the punching bag.
Right. Okay. And now, are you feeling it being taken out on the punching bag?
Oh, no, I don't need to now because we sped it up.
Right.
So it's funny.
Okay. Okay. So now, if you were to go to any of those points in time where that voice was there, how do you feel?
Freedom from myself.
Freedom from yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, and how does that show up in your body?
Relaxation and calm.
Relaxation and calm, and where do
And
you
happy.
find that relaxation and calm?
Oh, relaxation and calm is always throughout.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
Yes.
relaxation and calm is totally throughout.
Yeah.
And now, are you feeling that right now?
Yeah.
Okay, now think about standing in that kitchen. And
Yep.
what do you feel?
Very happy.
Very happy.
Yes.
Oh,
It's pitter-pottering over there and it's like, oh, bugger off you.
cool. Cool.
Mm.
Okay, so at any point in time, now, or in the past, or in the future, if you hear that voice,
Speed it up.
okay,
Slow it down.
and how will that feel?
Very good.
Very good, okay. So what I would normally do now is put you in a little trance,
Yeah.
but that's, I go to when I put people in the trance, and when you're driving, not a good thing to do. So I'll just ask you to close your eyes
Yeah.
and feel that perfect you. That perfect you that feels the way you need to feel when you're hearing that voice. Okay, and what is the way you need to feel when you're hearing that voice?
Calm, relaxed.
Calm, relaxed. And that is a whole body feeling?
Yeah, it's a whole
Okay.
body feel.
So feel that now, and then imagine a screen. It may be a television screen, it may be a movie screen, it may be an IMAX.
Yeah.
Okay? And put a picture, a movie picture of the perfect you, the one that you want to be at those times up on that screen. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now run the movie through from the beginning to the end and nod when you're there. Just let me know.
Okay.
Okay, now rewind it back and run it through again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Now, what I'd like you to do is just open your eyes.
Oh, you've been looking at my feet again. It's not very exciting, is it? Goodness. I've got a little water bottle down there.
Right in the middle of something we are here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's actually worked perfectly well. So what I was going to do was break your state.
Oh, well, there we go.
Well, there we go. It's perfectly broken. So now I'll ask you just for the moment. Yeah, that one turns itself off early and I don't
Yep.
know why.
Yep, go ahead.
Right at the moment, I'd like you just to close your eyes again. Bring up that movie.
Yeah.
See that perfect you. You're there?
Yeah.
Okay, this
Yep.
time, feel yourself being drawn up into the movie. So you're not watching it, you're a part of it.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, tell me when you're there.
I'm there.
Now run the movie through from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now float back out, and as you're floating back out, rewind the movie and then float back and into the start of it.
Yep.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And run the movie through.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what I'd like you to do is just do that 5 times, but at the end of each time you run the movie through, just open and close your eyes as you float from the end back to the beginning of the movie. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Go.
How many times?
5.
I'm not good at counting. Numbers aren't my friend.
It's the number of fingers on one hand.
I think I'm there.
You think you're there? Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, now open your eyes
Yep.
and go straight back to that standing in that kitchen
Yep.
and tell me how you're feeling.
Just very normal.
Just very normal.
Yep.
So are we done?
Yeah, we're done. That was really cool.
So tell me,
Yes.
are we bludgeoned by the voices in our mind?
No. Probably the wrong word.
Probably the wrong word.
Well, for some people, I think they are. That's what suicide's all about.
What about you?
Me, no. Not anymore, no. That's brilliant. And if we could just teach everyone in the world to do that.
How about we start with ourselves?
Absolutely. It just doesn't like me. I'm just going to take it off and hang on to it. Can't.